Over 90 million adults in the United States alone may be living with some form of joint disease, and the number keeps climbing every single year. But here is the part that nobody talks about. Much of this damage does not come from aging or bad luck. It comes from everyday habits that most people consider completely normal and harmless. Some of these habits quietly wear down the cartilage that protects your bones, dry out the fluid that keeps your joints moving, and trigger inflammation that builds up for years before you feel a single symptom. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 of the most common habits that may be slowly destroying your joints. And more importantly, I will show you exactly what to eat, what supplements to consider, and which exercises could help rebuild and protect them. Habit number 6 is the one that surprises people the most, so make sure you stay until the end.
Before we get into the habits, you need to understand how your joints actually work. Because once you see the mechanics, everything else will make perfect sense. A joint is the place where two or more bones meet, and it is designed to allow smooth, pain-free movement throughout your life. Covering the ends of those bones is a layer of cartilage, which is this firm but slippery tissue that acts like a shock absorber every time you walk, run, or even just stand up from a chair. Inside many of your joints, there is also something called synovial fluid, a thick liquid that lubricates the joint and delivers nutrients directly to the cartilage. Think of synovial fluid like the oil in a car engine. When levels are good, everything moves effortlessly. But when it dries up, you get friction, grinding, and eventually serious damage. The problem is that cartilage has almost no blood supply, which means once it starts breaking down, your body may have an incredibly difficult time repairing it on its own.
Habit number 1 is sitting for extended periods without movement. And this is something that affects millions of people every single day. When you sit for hours at a time, the synovial fluid in your joints becomes stagnant, meaning your cartilage may stop receiving the nutrients it desperately needs. A study published in the Annals of the Rheumatic Diseases found that prolonged sitting may be associated with increased stiffness and degeneration of knee cartilage over time. Your joints were designed for movement, and they actually rely on regular compression and release to circulate that protective fluid we talked about. The simple fix is to get up and move for at least 2 to 3 minutes every 30 to 45 minutes, even if it is just walking to the kitchen and back. Some experts also suggest gentle knee bends or ankle circles while seated, just to keep that fluid circulating throughout the day.
Habit number 2 is wearing shoes that offer little to no support. And this one catches a lot of people off guard. Your feet are the foundation of your entire skeletal system, and every step you take sends a shockwave up through your ankles, knees, and hips. When your shoes lack proper cushioning or arch support, those shock forces may increase dramatically, putting excess pressure on the cartilage in your knees and hips. Research from the Arthritis Foundation suggests that high heels, completely flat shoes, and flip-flops may be among the worst offenders for long-term joint health. Choosing footwear with proper arch support and adequate cushioning could make a meaningful difference in reducing the daily impact forces on your lower body joints.
Habit number 3 is one that most of you probably do without even thinking about it: cracking your knuckles and popping your joints. Now, this one comes with some good news and some important nuance, because the science is actually more complicated than most people realize. That popping sound you hear is typically caused by gas bubbles collapsing inside the synovial fluid, not by bones grinding against each other. Several studies, including a well-known one published in the Journal of the American Board of Family Medicine, found no significant link between habitual knuckle cracking and arthritis. However, some research suggests that chronic, forceful joint cracking may potentially contribute to reduced grip strength and joint swelling over many years. The key takeaway here is that occasional, gentle cracking is likely not harmful. But if you are aggressively forcing your joints to pop multiple times a day, it might be worth reconsidering that habit.
Habit number 4 is jumping straight into exercise without warming up first.
and this one is incredibly common in gyms all over the world. When your muscles and joints are cold, the synovial fluid inside them is thicker and less effective at reducing friction. A proper warm-up gradually increases blood flow to your joints and muscles, which helps thin out that fluid and allows for smoother, safer movement. Research published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine suggests that dynamic warm-ups may reduce the risk of joint and ligament injuries by a significant margin. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of light movement, like walking, gentle squats, or arm circles, could make a significant difference in protecting your cartilage during intense exercise. Think of it this way. You would never start driving a car in freezing weather without letting the engine warm up first. And your joints deserve that same level of respect.
Habit number 5 is on the opposite end of the spectrum. Overtraining your body without giving your joints enough time to recover. When you push through the same high-impact exercises day after day, the cartilage in your joints may not have enough time to repair the micro-damage that naturally occurs during physical activity. Over time, this repeated stress without adequate rest could lead to what researchers call cumulative cartilage breakdown, where the damage slowly outpaces your body's ability to heal. Studies in the American Journal of Sports Medicine suggest that athletes who train intensely without rest days may show signs of accelerated joint degeneration, even in their 20s and 30s. The solution is to build in at least 1 or 2 rest days per week, and to alternate between high-impact and low-impact activities like swimming or cycling. Your joints grow stronger during rest, not during the workout itself. So recovery is not laziness. It is part of the process. Habit number 6 is the one I mentioned earlier that surprises people the most, and it has to do with the food on your plate. Diets high in processed foods, refined sugars, and industrial seed oils may trigger chronic low-grade inflammation throughout your entire body, including your joints. This kind of systemic inflammation can accelerate the breakdown of cartilage and may interfere with your body's natural repair mechanisms. Research published in the journal Clinical Nutrition found that people who consumed the highest amounts of ultra-processed foods had significantly higher markers of joint inflammation. Some of the biggest culprits may include sugary drinks, white bread, margarine, processed meats like hot dogs and sausages, and foods cooked in soybean or corn oil. The connection between what you eat and how your joints feel is something that many people overlook. But the research on this topic is growing stronger every year. Habit number 7 is chronic dehydration, and this one has a direct and powerful effect on your cartilage that most people have never heard about. Your cartilage is made up of roughly 60 to 80% water, which means it depends on adequate hydration to maintain its structure, cushioning ability, and flexibility. When you are dehydrated, the synovial fluid in your joints may become thicker and less effective, which could increase friction between the bones. A study in the journal Osteoarthritis and Cartilage found that dehydrated cartilage tissue showed reduced ability to absorb and distribute mechanical loads. Many experts recommend drinking at least 8 glasses of water per day as a baseline, and more if you exercise regularly or live in a hot climate. One simple test is to check the color of your urine. If it is dark yellow, that could be a sign that your body and your joints may be running low on water. Habit number 8 is poor posture. And while most people associate it with back pain, the damage may extend far beyond your spine. When you slouch, hunch forward, or stand with your weight unevenly distributed, it changes the alignment of your entire skeletal system. This misalignment may cause certain joints to bear far more weight and stress than they were designed to handle, which could accelerate cartilage wear on one side of the joint. Research from the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy suggests that chronic poor posture may be associated with increased risk of osteoarthritis in the knees and hips. Small corrections throughout the day, like keeping your shoulders back, your chin tucked, and your feet flat on the floor when sitting, could add up to significant joint protection over the years. Habit number 9 is something almost everyone does: carrying a heavy bag on one shoulder day after day. When you consistently load one side of your body, it may create a muscular imbalance that forces your spine, hips, and knees to compensate,
Over time, this uneven loading could lead to chronic joint stress, particularly in the shoulder, lower back, and the knee on the opposite side of the body. Orthopedic specialists often recommend switching shoulders regularly, using a backpack with both straps, or using a rolling bag whenever possible. If your bag weighs more than 10% of your body weight, that may be a sign it is too heavy for single shoulder carrying and could be putting your joints at unnecessary risk. Habit number 10 is not getting enough calcium and vitamin D. And these two nutrients are absolutely essential for the bones that support every joint in your body. Calcium provides the raw building material for strong bones, while vitamin D is needed to help your body actually absorb and use that calcium effectively. Without adequate vitamin D, your body may absorb as little as 10 to 15% of the calcium you consume, which means much of it could simply go to waste. Over time, weak and porous bones may put extra strain on the surrounding cartilage, potentially accelerating joint deterioration. Some research suggests that up to 40% of the global population may be deficient in vitamin D, making this one of the most widespread and overlooked risk factors for joint problems. Good sources of calcium include dairy products, leafy greens, and fortified foods. While vitamin D can come from safe sun exposure, fatty fish, and supplementation when needed. Now that you know the habits to avoid, let us talk about the foods that may actually help protect and rebuild your joints from the inside out. Number 1 is fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, which are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids that research suggests may help reduce joint inflammation. Number 2 is bone broth, which naturally contains collagen, glucosamine, and chondroitin, all of which are building blocks your cartilage may use for repair. Number 3 is berries, especially blueberries, strawberries, and cherries, which are rich in antioxidants called anthocyanins that may help fight inflammatory processes. Number 4 is leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard, which provide vitamin K, calcium, and powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. Number 5 is turmeric, and specifically the active compound curcumin, which multiple studies suggest may help reduce joint pain and swelling. Number 6 is walnuts and almonds, which provide healthy fats, magnesium, and vitamin E, all of which may support joint health. Number 7 is olive oil, particularly extra virgin olive oil, which contains a compound called oleocanthal that some researchers believe works in a similar way to anti-inflammatory medications. Number 8 is garlic and onions, which are rich in sulfur compounds that may play a role in maintaining healthy cartilage tissue. Number 9 is avocados, which provide monounsaturated fats, and a compound called avocado soybean unsaponifiables that some studies suggest may help slow cartilage breakdown. And number 10 is green tea, which contains a powerful antioxidant called EGCG that research suggests may help protect cartilage cells from damage. Beyond food, there are several supplements that the research community has been studying extensively for their potential benefits to joint health. Glucosamine is one of the most widely studied, and it is a natural compound found in your cartilage that some research suggests may help slow cartilage loss and reduce joint pain. Collagen peptides have gained significant attention in recent years, with some studies suggesting they may help stimulate your body's own collagen production and support cartilage repair. MSM, or methyl sulfonylmethane, is a sulfur compound that some clinical trials suggest may help reduce joint inflammation and improve physical function in people with joint discomfort. Omega-3 fish oil supplements may also be worth considering if you are not eating fatty fish at least 2 to 3 times per week, as they could help manage inflammatory responses in the joints. Of course, it is extremely important to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement, especially if you are taking medications, as interactions can and do occur. Now let us talk about the types of exercises that may actually help strengthen and protect your joints rather than wear them down. Swimming and water aerobics are often considered some of the best options because the buoyancy of water takes pressure off your joints while still providing excellent resistance for building muscle. Cycling, whether on a stationary bike or outdoors, provides a low-impact way to strengthen the muscles around your knees and hips without the pounding that comes with running on hard surfaces. Resistance training with proper form is crucial because stronger muscles act like shock absorbers that take stress off the joint surfaces themselves. Yoga and Tai Chi may also be excellent choices, as they improve flexibility, balance, and range of motion while being gentle on the joints. The key principle to remember is that strong muscles protect weak joints, so the goal is to build strength around the joint without overloading the joint itself.
While lifestyle changes can make a big difference, there are certain signs that should prompt you to see an orthopedic specialist as soon as possible. If you experience persistent joint pain that lasts more than a few weeks, or swelling that does not go away with rest and ice, that may be a sign that something more serious is going on. Grinding, clicking, or locking sensations in a joint, especially if accompanied by pain, could indicate cartilage damage that may need professional evaluation. If joint pain is waking you up at night, limiting your ability to do everyday tasks, or getting progressively worse, those are important red flags that should not be ignored. Early detection and treatment of joint problems can make a tremendous difference in long-term outcomes. So please do not wait until the damage becomes irreversible to seek help. Before we wrap up, I want to be very clear about something important. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. Nothing in this video should be taken as medical advice, and it is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. Every person's body is different, and what works for one individual may not be appropriate for another, which is why consulting with a qualified healthcare professional is so important before making any changes to your diet, exercise routine, or supplement regimen. If you are currently experiencing severe joint pain, significant swelling, or any sudden loss of mobility, please seek medical attention right away, rather than relying on information from any online source. If you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a new video from Wellness First. Drop a comment below and let me know which habit surprised you the most. I read every single one of them. And if you know someone who complains about joint pain, share this video with them, because it might just be the wake-up call they need. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of those joints, and I will see you in the next one.